Good morning, everybody. JT here, Serenity Farms Prepping. So I did a little post on Commie Book the other day about 500,000 acres in Idaho, consisting of thousands of farmers, being ordered by the Idaho Department of Water, the State Department of Water, to cease and desist using their own water. The majority of these farmers have their own wells and ponds that they invested tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars in. I was listening to one farmer the other day that stated they had 8 wells on the property, all of which they had dug themselves at their own expenses, a couple to make ponds, not for fishing, to have water reserves they can pump to crops, pick up with water trucks, etc., etc. Many of the wells don't use municipal power. Their solar pumps with floats come on their own. But they had still nonetheless been ordered to stop using their own water. Initially, we all suspected that this was another ploy, scheme, scam by the deep state Democrats to further decimate the already non-existent food supply. And that is very likely part of what's going on. But a young guy with the last name Kim on CommieTube, where this is going, did a little video that recently there was a large allotment of cash to pedophile Zelensky in Ukraine. I don't know how much of this was allotted for them, but it got rerouted to Idaho. Curious. So as it turns out, Idaho has cobalt mines. Cobalt is a very critical ingredient to batteries, phones, food. They irrigate food so it lasts longer. Now, cobalt does have some side effects: anxiety, nervousness, everything you see libtards doing on a regular basis. But almost all cobalt used anywhere in the world is from the Democratic Congo. I heard a very popular podcaster with his own channel this morning say, you know, when they have to put the word democratic in front of their country, that no good's going to come of it. Yeah. So Congo, very likely slave labor, forced labor, free labor, whatever. So what is being insinuated, and is very likely true, is the Pentagon, the DOD, very likely ordered state officials, or at least the water department in the state of Idaho, to issue severe water restrictions, aka cutting off all the farmers' water. Ironically, the farmers are the ones that are being told they have to stop using water. So, using even Common Core math, we can put this together and add it up. Cobalt is very much needed for electric car batteries, and the climate scam cultists are going to keep pushing, and the more they keep pushing, the more batteries they need, despite how much cancer they cause, how much pollution they give off compared to a regular gas guzzler, yada yada yada. It's all a scam. But apparently there's also a whole bunch of members of Congress that own stocks in cobalt mining. There are no coincidences, folks. Let's see what happens now that this matter is getting a lot of attention. I'm not quite sure how the Pentagon, the Department of Defense, the Democrat regime thought that nobody would learn about this in this day and age of actual real journalism from independent sources. So keep your eye on this. This is very likely intentionally being done to crush the already non-existent food supply while having a U.S. source of cobalt. It was rumored that the cobalt farm or mine was going to shut down because it just wasn't financially feasible. It uses a ton of water. Apparently, if you got say you got a block of cobalt, 99% of that cobalt has to be washed away for them to get to the actual 1% that they actually need. So you can imagine the amount of water and why they're doing what they're doing. Funny, we didn't hear about this in the Ukraine porculus bill. Alright, that's all I got for now. JT signing off.